Hello, everyone, and welcome to Next Gen Nation Podcast. We are back after many weeks of just prepping, and classes started back up, so we're getting back into the swing of things. As usual, I'm your host, Dominique.
Your other host, Joe.
And I'm Timothy.
Not a host. You'll never be a host.
I'm the leader.
You're just a permanent, still a permanent third member. There are no promotions here.
It's okay.
We're trying to get you out as soon as We're trying to get you out of this podcast as soon as possible. Just replace you with other people.
Why do we always have to do the Meg thing for me?
Because you are Meg.
No, I'm not.
Shut up.
Who are you?
You can do file a complaint.
We're gonna file it to. He just writes it out, gives it to him,
himself.
mails it to himself.
Like they're treating me wrong. Pissed off.
I'll show them. I'm gonna write to the boss.
I'll get them for me.
Spit on my 3DS.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He leaked.
Please shut up. Stop talking. Not doing this. Oh my god.
So, before we get into our super awesome theme for today, let's just take a step back and have we been doing anything other than the obvious elephant in the window?
I'm a little more than halfway through with the first Uncharted. I finally started playing that.
Oh, what?
Yeah, he never got back to it. So.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm getting there.
How do you like it?
It's fun and frustrating
Tomb
at the same
Raider-esque?
time.
I think you played 2 and 3, right?
Yeah.
I would still agree that one's the hard. It's the most video gamey.
As far as difficulty?
Difficulty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just playing,
Like bullet sponge.
and I'm playing on normal
Yeah,
difficulty.
one takes you through the ringer.
Yeah.
And then
I was playing on normal difficulty, and I was shooting these guys, and they throw 5 grenades at me all at the same time, and I had nowhere to run to.
that's why you throw them back.
No, you can't throw them back in one. That's
that
why
not in one?
That's what I asked him.
That wasn't in one.
You can't throw them back.
Oh my
Can
God,
you? You can't go up
I
to them
thought you
press
could.
triangle. You can't go up
It
to them
doesn't
press
seem.
triangle.
I haven't tried it. I thought when you said throw them back, I thought you meant throw your grenade backwards.
You can do that. You can do that. You can throw it.
No,
over
you
your
could throw it over your shoulder, but
No,
I
I
thought
thought
you can
run
one,
up to 'em and throw 'em
Yeah, I
back.
thought in one you could pick them up and throw them back.
It's
but
the,
then,
there's the little timing mini game where it's
Yeah.
there's a little ring and you have to pick it up while it's in the right area.
I haven't tried it. I'll try it when I get back in.
I mean, you won't be able to catch them all, but you could at least find the one stranded by itself, and then that could be your little safety area.
Right.
Toss that one away.
And then
that's
they
how you do
also run too, so they won't be shooting back at you.
it. Yeah, because if you throw the grenade, at least if you can do it behind cover, they'll jump
Yeah.
out of cover and stuff.
Right.
That's actually a really
The,
there's some really surprisingly good AI for that game.
well, considering it was
Considering-
2007
except for
or
the-
Yeah,
something.
considering
Except
that
for
was early PlayStation 3 days.
Right.
You really do see they react to this, and now you can strategize. Oh, let me toss this over there, pick them out as they run out. because
So I can't really give a full opinion of it because I'm not done with the
Oh,
I'm not done with
wait,
the game.
no,
I haven't played the others, but I will say one thing:
Mhm.
shoot to kill.
Yeah, you got shit to kill.
or beat to kill.
Yeah. No, he's talking about that's one of the things
They repeat it over
Yeah,
and
no,
over.
yeah.
again.
Well, I was explaining to him that they say a lot of different stuff in 2 and 3 are significantly different games.
Yeah.
I told him that the last level is hard. That's a gauntlet. I didn't
For
want
what?
to for one.
Oh,
You remember
yes.
one?
Oh God, do I?
Yeah. Golly, 2 and 3 are cakewalks compared to the ending of 1.
Right.
One's
One?
dumb.
God, I was stuck in that area.
Yeah. So we're it's pretty dumb.
It reminded me of the remember God of War? You had to get the
Yeah, where you
Pandora's
use
box.
Yeah, and you have to run the whole thing the whole time.
Yeah,
It's awful. It's basically that.
it's annoying.
It's a gauntlet.
Right.
No,
But-
but it's fun. It's
No, it's
I'm glad you're playing something like that, and then you'll be able to play 2 and 3, and then hopefully by the time you finish 3, 4 will be out.
You're gonna love 2.
And then you can get
That's
your
what I
games
was
back.
saying. Well, that's what I was saying. Is 2 is
You're gonna absolutely love 2.
I'm trying not to build it up. It's hard not to build it up. It's hard. That's the problem.
It's one of those games where
it's like
I
Game of the Year.
Personally, I felt
everything.
there's a lot of games that came out that got Game of the Year and got all the hype, and I didn't think it was much deserved.
Mhm.
I thought that one was much deserved.
Right.
But then there was Arkham Asylum. I thought it was a great game,
I don't think
but there was so much hype around it that I was like, this is very underwhelming compared to what people
Asylum
were
or
saying.
City?
Asylum.
I'll talk to you about this later.
We'll talk about it. I'm not saying it was a bad thing. There are a lot of things that Asylum did that I thought was significantly better than City. It's just the hype that was around it. A lot of people.
Well, yeah, but there was never a good
pumped it
there was
up.
never a good Batman game.
I think that's what it was. I'm pretty sure that's what
There
it
was
was.
never a good Batman
There
game. Like, there
wasn't.
were good 2D Batman games. There's never been a good 3D Batman game.
Yeah.
And it's also just Metroid.
And I can give them.
Metroid was Batman.
I can give them the benefit of the doubt for that, but it was that hype issue with me where it didn't.
Nothing
everyone was
would have.
like, just like,
Nothing would have.
no, it's not fair on Asylum, and I don't want to put that kind of thing on Asylum, but that's just what wound up happening to me.
Right.
Two.
But I loved the riddles in
Oh, yeah.
Asylum, and it was so lazy and disgusting to me in City, in my opinion.
No, it's just that's like the one thing I didn't like about City was like you see the riddles everywhere and you're just like
But they're not
I don't care.
riddles.
They're not riddles.
Just
they're just like yeah,
shoot your batarang,
can
hit
you
that
figure it
light
out,
bulb.
do the
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
I get it. It was a little too overwhelming, and I'm waiting for Night to see how they handle the riddles.
I didn't play the third one, the one that's not Rocksteady.
Wait, people played Origins?
There it is.
Yeah, I haven't played Origins. They kind of
I heard
broke the
Origins-
balance of the combat. That's why
Oh.
they
Is that
gave you
really?
shock gloves, and it just like breaks the
That was Origins. Yeah.
like when you know how like when you go into Arkham Combat. Sorry, we're like super derailing this. When you go to Arkham Combat and you like combo and you get like a 10 times combo or 20 times combo, like, you at like 20 gives you the
They turned
option
the
to
taser.
you
gloves.
activate shock gloves and you just like
Jeez.
and you just kill everybody. It's great.
But I did hear
But it's
that there were
broken.
some fantastic boss fights in that game.
Yeah, I just never got around. Well, I mean that was what the game was based around. Like Deathstroke, like
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
assassins are coming to kill you.
They loved
Oh.
everyone
what
I
it was.
talked to about the game absolutely loved Deathstroke.
It's just like this gets. Well, yeah, Deathstroke was like good because you had like time the counters and stuff. It wasn't easy. It wasn't an easy fight. Oh, anyways, yeah, two really good games. Get
City,
excited
what
for
was City? City did have the Ra's al Ghul fight.
it. Two.
I love that.
City had.
I enjoyed
City
that
had
a
the
lot.
Ra's City also had the Clayface fight, which I really liked. You get
Yeah.
to use the sword and like,
Yeah.
and like the animations on the sword, which are only used that one fight, look great.
Solomon
I always thought that was
Grundy.
funny.
I liked him just for the
Solomon
just
Grundy
the
was
fact
a-
that he was there.
That he was in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was nice. No, I think City did a better job in fan service, but like structure wise, it is their worst game.
No, it is.
That's the only thing. Like I love one,
I think the biggest thing for me
but I can't really.
that
go
makes
back
me
to
excited about Night, it finally looks like Scarecrow is going to be the.
Oh no, he's the main villain. That's what they're doing.
I'm hoping they just.
Well, unless they sneak Joker back in again.
That's
again,
my
again,
fear.
Again, again,
That
again,
is my
again,
fear.
Again. Hey, look, Joker's
It's
villain.
like-
No, Joker's villain. No, it's actually Joker this whole time. It was I, Joker.
What was it? Was it?
Deathstroke takes off his mask. It's the Joker.
It was I.
No.
You
what
thought it was the Scarecrow, but it was I, Joker.
Because Scarecrow was also in Asylum, wasn't he? Am I getting my game?
He's in all.
He was in Asylum, and he was like you had to hide behind the walls and stuff. It was really cool, and it was Scarecrow.
Scarecrow is in City. He's only like an Easter egg on that.
Yeah, he was an Easter egg. But
He's in it too. I believe.
No?
Yeah, I think they brought him back.
The only thing I remember in City that I was
It's
surprised
all blurs together,
that I was
yeah.
surprised about was wasn't it Mad Hatter?
Yeah, the Mad Hatter fight that was really cool.
That
Did
was
you ever do Hush?
I don't think I did Hush or found it.
A lot of people didn't do Hush,
No.
but he's in there too. There's a lot. City has. See, that's the problem with City. Is like it had so much stuff. It
had
just
a-
had stuff.
I like the fact that it was just like secret stuff though. It wasn't just like
Yeah, like Hush.
You
like,
had to
there's a
just you
whole
had to
quest line.
find it.
There's
Yeah.
a whole quest line for it.
Was that no?
That's
What was
the.
the other one? Deadshot.
That's
was
the dude wrapped in gauze.
Yeah. No, I know who he is. I just didn't know which one he was about because there was a lot of side stuff to do. I never did all of the Deadshot.
Well, no, like the thing is like you'll see his body.
Mhm.
Like you're like, oh, it's this guy. It talks about him. Like you find read the stuff. I know. Shut up. And then you'll go back later and he's gone.
Really?
Yeah, stuff like, and then you have to go find it. It's interesting. Sorry. Anyways, let's get to the meat and potato. Oh,
Well, have you done anything? Watched
Oh.
anything? Played anything?
Yeah, this
well,
was all based on Timothy's, huh?
Yeah, it's
That
true.
is our bad.
Yeah.
we completely kicked you out of there.
I'm
sorry about that.
I haven't really been watching or playing anything besides Monster Hunter, but I have been listening to Final Symphony, which is the London Symphony Orchestra's rendition of music from 6, 7, 8, and I think it's just 6, 7, and 8, and 10 of the Final Fantasy
Really?
games.
Oh.
Yeah, and that like it had been around for a while, and there'd also been like I think it was like Swedish, like one of them is I'm almost certain it's not the London Symphony Orchestra, but it's incorrectly credited, I believe.
Right.
It's an album that just they finally got an American release that had been in like Europe and stuff, but you couldn't buy it in America or on the American iTunes or anything.
Mhm.
And that came out on like the 23rd of February, so I bought that and I've been listening to that a lot. It's just classical music, but
How is it?
Oh,
But I
it's-
mean, but it's Final Fantasy.
No, it's great. Yeah, no, it's very, very good. The one suite I wanted was the one from 6. They just do like a whole medley of 6 songs, and it was like album only. And I was like, this is the one thing I want. And I'm like, I'm glad I bought the album actually. Like looking back on it, it's a very good album. It's if you're interested in classical music or like because a lot of those themes are just converted from like 8-bit.
Yeah.
I think a lot of
like 16-bit.
Like
music.
surprisingly enough, well, not surprisingly enough, I'm pretty sure a lot of people who play JRPGs or just like
enjoy
games like that in general have come to enjoy classical music.
that
Because even though
due
I
to
don't think
those
they,
themes, yeah.
I don't think they consider it classical music, but you're still using the same setup with classical instruments.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I have the 16-bit version of Terra's theme, which is like if you play 6, it is the overworld music. It's like you know what I'm talking about. Have you played Final Fantasy 6?
Mm-hmm.
It's the overworld music. I have that on my phone, and then like the ending of the suite for 6 is just like a great rendition of that. I might have you guys listen to it
Right.
when we're done.
Yeah.
But it was like it's like it's silent. And then the theme and it like kicks in, and you're just like, "Oh my god, this is the greatest thing!" Like, and it like in the back of my mind, I'm like, I just want a re-release. Like, I want a redone version of 6. I don't want 7. I think 6, if it was redone,
I don't want 7 either.
no one wants 7. Shut up. No, if 6 was remade and it could like properly like convey the idea of like the world ending and stuff like spoilers and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Late spoiler.
We'll just,
If you could
can
rendition,
you bleep that out,
if you could have
Timothy?
like, but you could totally like visually and like sound design wise, that'd be like a great game. Anyways, pick up Final Symphony. It's really good.
Cool.
So how about you, Dominique?
You mostly just been playing Monster Hunter.
I've mostly been
Yeah.
playing Monster Hunter, but I did go back to World of Warcraft just a little bit, just briefly. They just had a new minor patch go in to like fix the garrisons and a few texture updates, a few balances on certain classes and whatnot. But maybe last week or the week, how long have they been going at it right now? I think it's been like 2 weeks. I want to say it's been 2 weeks that BlackRock Foundry raid has been opened, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know,
We're,
yeah.
we're knowledgeable
It's
of World
basically-
of Warcraft.
well, there's the we're obviously in Warlords of Draenor now.
Yeah.
The first set of raids was High Mall, that's the area, and the top guilds like to race to finish, be the world first kill.
Oh yeah, no, I know that.
So for the hardest difficulty, which is now called Mythic, there was Paragon that took the first kill.
Are they like a well-known guild?
No, they're not really. They came out of nowhere. I think they
Oh, that's
no,
good.
because I
That's
think they
good.
started off as I don't know it for certain, but I think they started off as a 10-man guild.
Oh.
How
But
many
since
are there
10
now?
man is not it's non-existent really anymore.
Oh,
Mythic is 20 man. So it's not
Oh.
25 and it's not 10, it's 20 man. So
interesting.
10 mans usually they kind of try to combine with other 10 man or just recruited more people to get into 20 man.
But
And
they
then
just
for
they
the 20
expanded.
and then for the 20 man guilds like Method is the top one. Method is the top one for EU, and then for the US you have Midwinter.
That's kind of a cool name.
But yeah, Method had to go from 25 in their core group to 20.
Oh,
Yeah.
cutting people out.
Yeah,
This is basically
fired.
It's
Well,
basically
fired.
the NBA of.
It's not necessarily cutting people out, but
It's just telling them, hey,
you'll get benched
gotta
for
get
certain
benched.
fights. And it was the case when there was 25 men. Like, we need more range in these fights, so you guys have to take the bench for this.
Oh,
or we
okay.
need more melee, so you guys sit this one out.
That's not too bad though.
So you're in rotation. But some people did get cut just from like they couldn't keep up with the new mechanics, or they knew how to play their class really well and
World
missed
of
the
Warcraft
pen.
is cutthroat.
It is. If you want to be a top guild, it's like it really is a job. But
I'll never understand.
in Mists of Pandaria, if some guys knew their class really well, so they obviously stayed in, but maybe your class got nerfed really hard, or you just couldn't keep up.
I just
Yeah.
imagine that. Like,
Your
your
class
class
either
got
got-
nerfed by.
Yeah, your class got cut, like nerfed really hard, so you're not really useful, or you just couldn't adapt to the changes, so now you're not playing as strongly as you were. You got dropped, or you got benched, or you decided to go somewhere else so that you can continue raiding.
That's why I play Hearthstone. Because you get all the lore. You can't get benched in a card game.
No, you can't.
I did-
Unless you bench yourself, it's not a team thing.
Well, you still, yeah.
But anyways, Method was the second kill for Highmall, so they came back with a vengeance this time. So for Blackrock Foundry Mythic, they got first, Paragon got second.
Man.
But they beat Paragon pretty badly actually. It was like they got their kill maybe 2 or 3 days before
Jeez.
Paragon.
That's
did.
like actually a significant amount of time.
Yeah, and these guys like they do this. This isn't like some little 5-hour thing. They're like raiding all day sometimes for these kills. The same monster, just run it back. You wipe. Let's think about it. Let's go back. Let's try and do it. We're tired. Break. Come back. We have to do it all day.
Jeez.
So
Actually a job. Okay.
yeah, no, it's actually a job.
Okay. Fair enough.
But yeah, congrats to Method for claiming that spot once again. And we'll see what happens when the next set of raids open up.
Just imagine they're at their day job, like, I needed a week off. Reason? World of Warcraft.
I mean,
we got some serious raiding.
I mean, Method is sponsored so hard that this probably is their day job.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like, they get invited to, BlizzCon and everything to do competitions.
Oh, wow.
Like, they had a Method versus Midwinter for Mists of Pandaria as it was ending. Like, who could run through the raid fights the quickest? Who's the first to finish?
Jeez.
And they did that live.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. But
Oh,
it's
God.
just really cool. They get all kinds of sponsors from, a bunch of computer, Razer,
That's cool, though.
Logitech or whatever. But yeah.
Very cool. Anyways.
That was this week's news and MMO stuff.
News in Domo world.
So, all right, down to the main event, you guys. We've had Monster Hunter for all of 2 weeks now, and it has been the only thing anyone has touched in our group.
Yeah, pretty much.
Me and Joe got our new 3DSs.
Yeah, we
Yes,
did.
you guys
We
actually did do the upgrade,
You
although
didn't.
you
'Cause you're
needed
filthy
to.
casual.
We pretty much needed to.
You needed to because
Yeah.
you couldn't play online.
Yeah, we've been talking about
mine was
that for a
broken,
while.
so
So it's glad to have you back, Timothy. Honestly.
Yeah, we'll play with us. But no.
yeah, I was on a little bit of a hiatus.
Yeah, you want to talk about these a little bit real quick?
Yeah,
Yeah,
these-
actually, do talk about the new 3DS and
I hadn't really thought about that.
Very
how do you
solid.
like it? You had the XL.
I did have the
You
XL.
had the regular size.
Yeah,
so
he had not upgraded.
how does
since-
it feel for you to just upgrade from an XL compared to you who just had the smaller version?
You go first.
Well, it's overall a big improvement on my regular, smaller version. Bigger screen, so I can see everything better, obviously. But it's a much, and it comes with a C stick.
How do you like the little nub?
It's okay.
Yeah.
It works. It works what it's for what it's there for. It's a little weird because it doesn't move a lot.
Right.
It's just like a little nub, and it's more like pressing than actually moving. it.
Yeah, it's like you kind of like press down, like
Yeah.
you press down in the direction that you want to go.
It's kind of like a tiny D-pad.
It's like it's really interesting. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's a weird way of doing it.
Yeah.
It's not like we've been talking like, oh, it's just one of those mouse nubs, but it's kind of not.
It's a little bit
It's
better.
a little better.
Yeah,
It's
it's-
better than what
yeah.
you think it might be. I was surprised myself.
Yeah.
That's actually good to hear.
It does feel like the eraser for a mechanical pencil, though.
Yeah, that's what it feels like to me. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm just messing with an eraser whenever
Yeah.
I use it.
But overall, this is a much more solid device than the previous
Yeah.
one I had.
Cool.
Like Joe said, it feels more like a device as opposed to a toy.
Yeah, it feels more
Yes,
like tech.
that's what I remember you saying that a lot. Just based on the finish alone, you said it goes from looking like a toy or like a little kid's thing to looking like,
Yeah.
grown people use this.
One gripe is that it's a major fingerprint magnet.
Well, yeah, the way this actually comes off what
Is
I
there
was
actually
saying.
like a cover for it? Like, you know how they usually have the little film that you can put over? Do they have that for
I don't know.
glossy finished new
It's-
3DS yet?
It's still a new device, so
Yeah, they might release some stuff. But like, yeah, coming from it's more tech than it's a toy. I feel like I have to take better care of it
Yeah.
and maintain it. Like I throw it in my backpack now, and I feel like I'm already gonna get scratches on it. I think I have like one scratch on the back.
get a little
already.
pouch like me.
I know. Well, that's the thing though. I feel like I'm happy that I have like a more like Nintendo's a
Yeah.
little bit better about build quality now compared to that. Not that these are bad. I never thought this was like a bad thing, but like you'll have like the you know how your thing will go like sometimes like it'll be a little clicky. That
Yeah.
doesn't do that.
Really?
Doesn't do that. Doesn't do
Yeah,
that.
this
Like, look
I
how
got
little-
this out the box and it was
Look
doing
how little it
this.
does it. This is it.
Okay.
This is it. Stuff like that. Little differences on it.
Right.
I feel like have made a big difference.
How do you feel about the button placement as far as like volume and power and stuff? Is that
You can talk about this because we talked about this the
Yeah.
second week that we told about it.
Yeah. So the button placement is it hasn't changed much from the regular XL, but
Right.
like the stuff like the power button is on the bottom now. It's
I just never knew how to feel about them being right here underneath
yeah,
the
that
touch
was
screen.
I'm
not-
actually really happy.
they
with
moved
this
it.
change.
They moved it
Yeah.
over to the side over here, so you won't hit the power button anymore.
But you have to kind
Yeah.
of explain it because
Yeah.
if somebody's listening to the audio.
Yeah.
Explain.
So for the original XL, the power button was on where the controls were.
Right.
And a complaint a lot of people had was like they would accidentally hit the power button while they were playing or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't-
Do you have to?
Yeah.
You did that?
I didn't ever like turn it off.
But
like,
you would get
if
that.
you'd rest your hand on it or something,
Yeah.
you could like
Yeah.
and it would just pause it or put it in
And-
sleep.
Another problem that the previous XL had was the volume button was on the left side
Yeah,
where you would
that,
hold it.
This one
that
actually
got in
don't
my
follow.
way. It gets in my way all the time.
They moved
Yeah,
it to
they
the
moved
top
it to
screen.
the top.
That's
So,
so
like,
much better.
It's like you put it up here and then like you just do that. It's more of a conscious thing. They left the 3D toggle there because it was a good spot.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
The nub, like we said, is actually it functions.
Yeah, it
I
functions.
use
It's
it
a
in
good
Monster Hunter a lot.
position.
But we still agree that it's more for general camera movement and not more,
Oh, it's
Yeah.
technical.
well.
Have
I've learned how to deal with it a bit
You've
more.
gotten comfortable with
I've gotten
actually
comfortable.
precise aiming.
It is. I think it's one of those things we had to give like 5 or so hours, and then we're like, oh, it's not like we just got used to it. It's okay. No, it's just a little bit of a learning curve compared to what you might think. Because it's not a control stick. It's
Right.
Yeah.
a nub.
Yeah.
So it's just a learning curve, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still don't use it for Smash though.
How responsive is the sensitivity for you? Because I know if you press it harder, it'll move quicker. Press it lighter.
Oh,
and
well, I
it'll
mean,
move as
like in
fast.
Monster Hunter, like it's already a pretty slow moving camera to begin with.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like it's just as fast. It's
Yeah.
like it's your.
It worked a lot better than I was expecting it to, basically.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's what we our conclusion.
Another gripe that I kind of have is they moved the stylus to the bottom.
This is
it's
the only one I don't like.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's probably because of the internals or whatever,
Right.
but it is kind of annoying because I thought it was a better position on
We
the
like
side.
to- but see, then you realize these are here now.
Yeah,
And you can't do that.
yeah, exactly.
That's the
So-
only problem.
It's they did move the cartridge slot to the bottom.
How do you feel about that?
It doesn't really make much
I
of a
don't
difference
think
for me.
either.
Joe says his shoots out like 10 feet.
Yeah,
Like it's
but
spring
like,
loaded.
Like you can get it. I've had it happen a couple of times, but
Yeah.
it's nothing bad.
Yeah,
It's I don't really care about the cartridge. That's like the only thing
Yeah.
I was like, well,
was just-
it doesn't really make that much of a difference.
It probably got moved just because you have the extra
Well,
buttons
because,
on
and
the
then
back.
and then you move the charge thing to the center.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
all they did.
I think
don't
one
know.
of my
Oh yeah,
favorite.
that's probably it too.
Yeah, because they had to move
Yeah,
the.
they didn't want
they
you to,
added the
like-
extra button, so they had to move the charge.
They didn't want to.
Into the
I
center,
mean, I don't
right?
think it would have made that much. They probably just
You
didn't
don't
want
think
people to touch it if
No.
they were doing that.
I think one of
That is a fair point.
one of my favorite things is they added the Z buttons.
Mm-hmm.
Because I use the Z buttons a lot in Smash now.
Do you?
Yeah. Instead of grabbing with my left
I
shoulder,
was
I'll
trying
grab.
that
Used
today
to
when
this.
you let me use yours to fight your amiibo. I was trying to get used to just using that for grab now.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you just like tap the Z button to grab instead of like out of shield.
Because
and
it
stuff?
feels more like how I played the controller. Because I use the same finger for grabbing and dodging.
Oh, see, I don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use L and then I use Z for grab.
Not a good habit, but it was a habit
No,
I developed.
dude,
yeah.
that's the only problem with that is like if you want to grab out of shield, you
Yeah.
can't do that. So, well, no,
Yeah.
you just tap A.
Right.
Right. I don't know. Yeah, no, it's A. Anyways.
Yeah. So mostly improvements. Not a lot of things I don't like about the new device. It's
Have you guys tried the 3D yet?
it's a lot
I
better.
know we
Oh,
don't really
yeah, we
use
didn't
it for
talk about
Monster
that.
Hunter or
Yeah.
anything.
with
but
the 3D, yeah.
how's the new
I've tried
3D
it.
system?
It's unplayable for Monster Hunter, but
Well, yeah,
it's better.
It's better
Um,
than it was.
I don't think Monster Hunter it offers 3D, but I've never seen Monster Hunter as a game that you would ever
It's
play.
pretty.
in 3D.
It's a little crazy.
And
Yeah.
considering all the vertical,
like, I tried
the
it
new
with-
vertical
yeah.
aspect to it, I don't see how you could do that.
I
Without,
tried it with 3D,
Yeah.
and we were fighting. I think
It hurt
was,
my
like,
eyes.
The Najarala. This was like way later on when I was like more used to the game.
Mhm.
And we were fighting the Najarala, and I turned on the 3D, and like a conga, like a little baby conga, comes out of the corner,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like, "What the? Like, what is happening?"
Yeah.
Like,
But it is a lot better than the previous 3D.
because it tracks your face.
Yeah, it tracks your face.
How is the tracking on there? It's
pretty good.
It gives you. It's not a miracle worker, but it's a
Right.
wider. Think like this. This is your viewing angle, as opposed to like where it was like you have to look.
That's-
It's
that's
like
enough.
this now, so you can do this. You can't do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which it doesn't.
I think that's That
means
was
you
my
don't
biggest
have to
gripe
do this
because
thing.
every time I play it, I'd find the sweet spot. Now it's like, okay, I can't move.
You literally can't. Now you can do
At
like
all.
this, or like you feel like you have to look up or something, and you go back to it, and you don't have to like stare it
good
down
then.
again.
Yeah.
No, it works. It's like an inch out either side of your device is the viewing.
So as you who just chose to upgrade and didn't have to upgrade,
I'm spoiled child.
do you recommend it for people who already have an XL?
Well, okay. So if you have a lot of stuff like you, the reason you're not doing it is
Right.
because you have a lot of stuff installed on
Because I have
memory
I have
cards and
full
stuff.
games.
And it's a
downloaded.
pain. Like the transfer process is a pain.
Yeah.
I didn't even go because all I had on here is Punch Out. I have cartridge a lot of my stuff, so I didn't even bother. But in terms of just like tech, I think it's better if you want a smoother running experience and a faster loading experience, and you do want the C stick for certain games. Because like I run it we run Monster Hunter at like double your frame rate.
Yeah, you guys get the full frame rate for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like noticeable even in like the lobby of like a local game. Like we were playing with our friend Melissa,
Right.
and I picked up her thing to register her for a quest while she was out getting like food, and like in my eyes it was like stuttering constantly, and that's how you see it. Probably looks fine to you,
Right.
but in comparison, after you've been playing on full 60, even during like fights against two monsters the whole time, and it's running at 60, going back to that and like it's actually a big difference. And we also load games like twice as fast,
Right.
so it's
Smash
more
mode.
of a luxury.
Yeah.
It's more of a luxury.
And for you were kind of forced on it.
Yeah, my 3DS wasn't
Did you
working.
do the
so
transfer though, or did you just start fresh?
I just started. I didn't have anything on my 3DS.
Okay.
so we just got new
yeah.
accounts and everything.
Because
That's
I-
like the only
yeah.
There's a general
I mean,
agreement right there where it's pretty worth it if you don't have much to transfer
Right.
over.
Yeah.
Nintendo needs to get its act together on the account system. Though I shouldn't have had to make a new account.
Right.
There's just no excuse. I shouldn't have had to make a new account. That's the only thing I was frustrated with.
How did it feel to not get a charger for your first? This is the first system to not come with a charger.
No, that was a bit of a
That's-
joke.
yeah.
Like Nintendo, okay. I love them as a game developer. I love them as a company that tries original things. But like just practical stuff, I feel like sometimes they just don't get it. They're just out of the loop in the best and worst ways. Yeah. There's no other way to put it.
I was told because every time I mention it, they're like, "Oh, stop being so nitpicky." But I'm like, that's just common.
That'd be like if I bought a phone from LG
And they didn't give you a little.
because
A
they're
little
like,
USB
well, don't you
charger.
have an LG phone?
Yeah. It's like, well, you already
That's
have a
literally
new
the
one.
same thing, assuming I have a product just
Yeah.
because your brand is popular or something.
Yeah.
What do you mean you don't got that Galaxy S3 charger? But you're buying a Galaxy S4. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, Monster Hunter. Anyways, that's like I think that's like the big topic for the day because that's all we've been playing. You've put in how many hours, sir?
It says here 114.
100
hours.
how many? How many?
114
How many
hours
hours
and
do I have?
48
I'm gonna
minutes.
I have like I don't have my Monster Hunter right now. I think I have like 51.
Oh, did you leave it over there?
Let's see.
Yeah, it's over there.
Oh, okay.
It's over there. It's fine. I get Smash.
I'm loading it up right now. I want to see how many hours I have.
Timothy's at like
Probably not as much
40.
as you guys.
Oh, if you want to see, like how fast this will be. Yeah,
33.
He's already there.
33.
Yeah, I have 33.
Cool.
Here, I'll close it and then I'll load it up again for you.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, while he was doing that, we're Demethy and I are newer to the Monster Hunter series. We don't actually play it. We've never played one before.
I played Try.
Well, you played Try for
like-
5 minutes. I tried the Freedom demo on the PSP back in the day. That's the only experience I had with
There we
Monster
go.
Hunter up until this
That
point.
is very quick.
As far as like from what I've heard, 4 is more of like an all-star event of monsters coming to kill us. Like, hey,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like take every cool monster from the series and just shove them into a game, and then just make it online and local compatible.
You know, they did do one solid for people who have played older versions of the game. Everyone who's played the game before knows how annoying this one fish monster called Plesioth is.
Oh, we're not there yet.
And he was a well, you wouldn't see him because he was a water fight in 3U.
Yeah.
It's Plesioth. He looks like a big fish with legs, and he does this hip check where the hitbox is very deceptive. So you think you've dodged
Oh, where
it,
it's that. Oh, you told me that this is
but
like
then you
10-foot
get
hitbox.
yeah, but then you see yourself flying into the next room because you still got hit. And he was very annoying, and no one really likes him. But now he's been reduced to a little monster you can fish as a you know the little palico cats.
Yeah.
He's a little mini game where you can just fish him out of the water now.
Oh, jeez.
That's as
jeez.
much hunting action as he gets in this game.
They know-
And
they
it,
know
and
what
it
they
feels
mean.
good. It feels good to see
Look at
he's
what
been
you've
reduced
become.
to.
Yeah. Yeah. So, is someone coming in new to the series? You know, we're both new.
We're all fairly new, even myself considered.
Yeah,
Like
'cause you
I had
came in
3U. I had a lot of friends. I've known about the series for a long time, but I never had a handheld until I finally got a 3DS. So I just couldn't play the games because I didn't have a system for it.
Right.
But yeah, I'm only one game ahead of you guys.
Yeah. Don't expect like any decade-long insight into this.
Yeah.
But like, what have you thought of the series so far?
It's a lot of fun to play. It really helps to have a lot of friends that play the game as well, because it would be a little weird playing it by yourself. And it wasn't too difficult to pick up and start playing. The teaching for the town quests, the
village. Quest.
yeah, the village quests.
Right.
It helped a lot with learning the weapons, and they even teach you some of the more advanced stuff with it and stuff, everything. So it was pretty quick to learn new weapons and everything.
Like they've had a history of very poor tutorials.
Yeah.
So they've definitely they've listened finally to their customers, and now I saw all the 1-star quests in the village where it's just like, take whatever weapon you're interested in, and we're gonna show you how to get started with it, and that's perfect.
Yeah.
Absolute perfection.
That's exactly what the series needed, from what I've been told.
yeah. Like they did better in the 3U demo was absolute crap, where they just gave you the weapon. Even if you chose the beginner fight, they gave you the weapon that you chose, and they were like, all right,
Go get him.
go get him, Tiger.
Nailed it.
But if you bought the full game, the problem with it was that you could only get a tutorial for one weapon, because you're in the village and they have you go out to like find some guy, and you pick whatever weapon, and when you go out, they're like, okay, hey, it seems like you chose this weapon. Here's some stuff to do with it.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting.
But you can't swap a weapon and go back out and expect them to teach you the same way. You'd have to start fresh
Okay.
to get that tutorial.
Oh.
So now they've finally given it for everything, and you can
Oh, okay.
bounce between it.
I guess from what people have been telling me, this game is much more accessible, but not easy by any means. It's not an easy game. I don't think any of us
No.
could say that it's
Yeah.
been a cakewalk.
It's pretty.
But they've done things to fix the beginner experience, and that's why a lot of people seem to be jumping on, like Demethy and I, where
Yes,
it's like,
the-
oh, this is interesting.
The learning curve is not nearly as high as it was.
Okay.
And I honestly think the taking out water fights
Did a lot
to help that learning curve be
I heard those were really
be
annoying.
very smooth. I mean,
They don't sound fun.
What
That's why I
weapons-
always thought it was odd.
it's like the most logical argument I hear from it is, when have you ever seen a water fight with weapons like this?
Yeah, like why would you be
Swinging all around a
great sword.
gigantic sword in the
Exactly.
water.
It's like,
Doesn't make sense.
even if you look at Dragon Ball Z, where they're like superhuman speeds, they still had enough physics sense to
Yeah,
be
like
slower
not
in the
these
water.
super fast and
Like
all
these superhuman dudes are still like,
yeah.
ugh.
I think my favorite thing from that is seeing our friend Devin use a hunting horn underwater, and you're just like, how does that?
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't wait.
How do you?
Because like the way the hunting horn
Yeah.
works is it's this
Oh yeah.
giant hammer that you send air through, and then you go, like shoots off a song.
Yeah.
He's catching all the air bubbles.
Well, that's what I thought it was funny. I'm like, how does this even work? But no, it's a great series, a great game so far.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought you had something to say.
I forgot.
Oh.
So Demethy, you started with the dual blades, and I started with the bow. What do you like? Do you like the dual blades? Are you just going to use those, or like what
Actually,
other?
let's hear
weapons
about
have you
your
looked at?
what led you to come to dual blades.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that the only thing you chose? Is that just right off the bat, or
well,
how'd you get to that
Curious,
conclusion?
Well, I generally use really fast characters in most games that I play. And if they have the option to dual wield stuff, I'll dual wield stuff.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite things. I always play like rogue characters, thief characters, stuff like that. And so I saw that they had dual blades in the game, so I was like, oh, I'll probably use that. but I was deciding between dual blades and charge axe, because it just seemed like an interesting weapon to use. But I ultimately just went with dual blades, although I am switching around with different weapons while playing.
That's good.
I
haven't.
Yeah, but like ultimately so far, dual blades is one of my favorites. Dual blades and switch axe are my favorites so far. Although the thing about dual blades is you get caught in animations for a long time.
Yeah, because you're in demon mode.
Yeah.
Like demon dances.
Demon dancing, and then you get hit.
It's gotten a lot better since 3U, but there's still, you have to be a little careful when trying to get your full combo off.
Yeah.
And that's just like, they wanted it to be easier to manage, but they still want you to know the fights and know when it's the right time to do that. So you still have to know the monster in order to know when's the appropriate time to go for a full combo. So there's still that punish for not playing smart, quote unquote.
It's kind of hilarious to see like a dual blade user like me, and they jump away while you're doing demon bit dance. So you're just standing there slashing at that thing.
And like you, like in their head, they're just like, I'm gonna get him. Like their eyes are closed. I'm hitting them right.
It's really what it looks like. It's like he just closed his eyes and he's like, and he opens his eyes and a monster left the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, you better run.
Sure.
But when you get the full combo in, it's pretty badass.
Oh no,
Like that time we were fighting Nursilla, and then I was like, yeah, and you guys are like, Timothy, have mercy on him.
Yeah.
We're just like, let it go.
For the two of you watching us right now, Timothy has this habit of making his own sound effects, even though the volume's on full blast on his game.
And he's got a different one for every
for
single
each weapon. He has a different little phrase.
Like a sound bite. I think Demethy's like experimentation with the weapons kind of points out that a lot of the weapons are like I don't feel like there's any best one. Maybe like the charge axe.
I think right now we can argue the charge axe is definitely easy mode.
Little power.
Does a lot of damage.
It's a little powered.
You blow shit up.
Well, and it has a shield mode.
Well,
you can buff the shield.
The shield gets stronger.
You can buff the shield with charge.
Oh, I was thinking of switch axe.
No.
Yeah. Charge. Yeah. Charge.
No, yeah. I'm sorry.
Charge is also really good.
There's charge. Yeah. See, that's the thing. Charge axe is like the Japanese name for it. In America, they called it charge blade. So charge blade and then switch axe.
Yeah.
But you can still.
That's
get
easy
them.
to mix up.
Yeah.
But no, I feel like a lot of the weapons are they're good in many different ways, and they definitely encourage a very varied party. You want to have a lot of different weapons.
Yes.
Like I use bow, and I mostly just do status effects. And people joke like, "Oh, your bow really sucks and it doesn't do any damage." But then I'm like, paralyzing it, poisoning it, putting it to sleep, like exhausting it, putting it to sleep.
That's one thing I noticed. A lot of people give
really
a lot of flack for bows, but they don't understand.
To have in your party.
Bows are the quickest weapon.
I got DPS.
Still the quickest weapon to apply status afflictions because they're spread shots.
Yeah, exactly. If you it'll shoot like a spray of 5 arrows, and if you hit all five arrows on your target,
and if you do your positioning correctly
you get
and have the right coatings,
you're
still doing equal amounts of damage.
Yeah. Plus, I have close. People don't know about. There's close quarters coating where I get 20 shots that I can just go right next to the monster and just go and just shoot it with all the arrows. And
the closer you are, the better.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll just walk up to its face. And
right.
Everyone's like, "Why are you so close?" I'm like, "I'm close coding. I'll just go shoot it."
Because that's what my coatings say to do.
Yeah, I've been told by my coatings. But yeah, I'm looking to explore some other guns. I'm more of a gunner type, so I'll probably check out the light bow gun, the heavy bow gun, maybe the gun lance.
The heavy bow guns just look like sniper rifles.
I've never gotten into the heavy bow gun, but I do want to give it a shot.
It's a freaking sniper rifle.
That's what it is. It's a snipe. It's like sniper rifle meets heavy machine, like light machine gun.
Which is great.
You just stand there, set up shop, make sure you're not in the line of
Well, see, that's
fire.
the thing, though. So you have to be playing with some other people.
Yes, you have to be playing with some people, and you have to know
that they're gonna
fights.
Well, you have to know the fights, and you have to know that people keep them off.
If you know he's gonna charge after this roar,
yeah,
now's not the time to go into siege mode and shoot as much as you can.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. No, the game is a little Dark Souls-esque in those kind of games where it encourages pattern recognition, knowing when to heal because there's super long strongman animation after you heal and stuff like that.
And it's not always because some people have found ways to like kill that, but it's like it's gonna cost you more time trying to do that. So you really do need to find the right openings.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the beginning, there's some tricks where like a lot of people will set a Felvine bomb on the ground and then jump right in front of it and pop a potion so that they just get blasted off the ledge and you don't get that strongman pose.
Wow.
And it shaves a few seconds off. But these are for people doing like speed kills and they want to get the fastest kill possible. You can't be wasting time striking a pose because you have to take a potion or whatever.
I guess.
So yeah, there's some neat tricks that you learn. You know,
But no, it's the pacing of the game. It's not for everybody. It's not an action game per se. It is an action.
It's kind of strategy.
It's more of a strategy game. It's a strategy and positioning game.
Yeah.
it's a real hunt.
Yeah.
So it's not like you just go in and swing everything. You actually have to think about what you're about to fight
yeah.
and what's the best way to go around
Like
it.
you're tracking it down, learning its behavior.
The coolest thing
like
they've done is that they add those subquests. So before you even go into the fight, you see your subquest and they're like, okay, your special bonus mission for
that
this
wasn't
fight.
in there before?
No.
That's a good addition.
Yeah.
I just assumed I was in there. I was like, oh,
So yeah,
that's a
now
great
the
idea.
bonus mission now is, okay, you're going to kill this thing, but break its head or clip the wings.
And it
So
gives you an
now-
idea of like what its weak point is.
Yeah,
Like,
it gives you
nice.
an idea of the weak points, and now it's like, okay, now I kind of want to switch my strategy a little bit because I kind of want to get the extra points and extra parts
Yeah.
for breaking this piece.
Like the Nursella is like break the crystals on its back. So you're like, oh, I need to make an effort to mount it because that makes me on its back. So
Yeah.
like that. No,
I need to
that's a
mount
really good
it,
idea.
or if you're Dimothy, as a dual blader, you're notorious for tripping him up. So I want to attack the legs enough to have it flip on its back.
Then you just go
Then
to the
everyone's in range to do
Yeah.
all their attacks and still break the spikes that way.
back. Nice.
But
Yeah,
then
no,
there's
it's good.
Joe where it's like, I can mount really well.
Mhm.
And those are like, that's the easiest way to break the spikes is to
It's
just get a couple
jump on
rounds
top
in.
of it, yeah.
So it gives you options and it lets you adapt to the situation. Maybe you can't get mounts off this round. So now you have to find a different way to do it. Maybe you want to put a pitfall trap down.
Mm-hmm. And just get it in the
So
ground.
now
you
it's
catch
in
it.
the ground and you can attack the spikes head on.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the one thing I found is as a bow user, I'm out of the fight enough, and I feel like I do have some time to like climb up stuff sometimes when everyone else is kind of stuck, so I can get a mount
Yeah.
a little easier because I'm not stuck in the fight. It's interesting. I don't know how good the bow, like slicing an arrow at a guy is damage-wise to get him out. I don't know how that works per se. I don't know.
Probably
if you-
don't get all that much damage because it's
Well, I'm just talking
really
about
low.
like how is it like? Does it raise the likelihood if I'm, or is it like equal likelihood?
No, it doesn't raise the
As long-
likelihood.
Okay, so
Like
if you're
you can
doing
have
more
a strong
damage-
weapon and
It won't
your
make a
slash can
difference.
fail just as likely as yours
Oh,
will,
okay. We'll see. Yeah, because I have the timing down. It's a really short arc compared to a lot of other weapons where they're like, I have 10 years to get this mount. I'm like,
Yeah, you
eh,
have a
like, I have
short
like
one.
a knife.
Yeah, like
I-
our,
I
our
hit
weapons,
the
like we're
weapon.
just going down the whole time with our weapon out. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, like-
And I got it with the light bow gun.
How do you even do it?
Exactly.
like
for those
you know
wondering,
the struggle
for
now.
those wondering, the his bow, he's not actually using his bow. It's like he has a side little, like a little sword thing. Like it looks like he grabs.
I use an
something.
arrow.
Yeah,
I
an
use
arrow.
an arrow.
You get the arrow, and you have a little more range than I do, but you have a little arrow. It's really thin.
It's like a little. I do
It's
like a
not a
little
weapon.
side arc,
and you get a little.
That's it.
You get a
I have
little.
to time it.
A little shank in there. But then I have a light bow gun, and it's literally
Which
just
is like a machine gun. It's like a.
It's just a
heavy
little
machine
crossbow.
Gun. Oh no, it's a. I'm
It's
thinking
a little.
of
It's
that.
a
I'm
little
thinking of
bigger
heavy
than the. It's a little. The heavy is
It's
probably bigger. It might be easier, but mine is like a little thing right here, just like this.
gun. What is that?
And it's like
Wait,
that's,
wait,
that's
what
like
is
what
it?
I'm holding
What
to
is
shoot, and now I have to whack
oh,
a big old
that's
dragon
your
with
mount
it.
attack is you have to whack people with the crossbow.
Yeah,
That's so bad. You're never gonna get them out with that
I
thing.
got one.
Jeez, so
But I was
gross.
like, I was right in his face when I jumped off the ledge.
Like it's just like a little mini crossbow that he's holding to his chest, and he has to go, and just like a little.
and he just comes out and was like, take that.
I got you. I got you.
Take that.
That's the struggle of the gunner for a mount.
Whereas those blade masters are
Just
just.
go.
It's like Womack's thing.
No, it's like
I use switch.
Did I hit it yet? Did I hit it yet?
No, I use switch axe, so I can literally follow a monster out of the room, and I'll jump off the ledge to get into the other room.
Oh, and you're just falling
And
down
if he's
like,
right underneath me, I'm just like, okay, slash, get them out.
It's gross.
Yeah. And
I'm
then-
just imagining looking from the other room, like you just appear out of nowhere and just like slash down on him.
no, that's I felt I
Didn't
was
see it
so
come.
proud. I did it one time and I was so proud, but it was during the earlier stages of the game where not everyone knew that when you mount something you don't attack because you'll knock the rider off.
Oh.
So I got my
Still do it every once in a while.
I hopped off my ledge and I finally got the mount that I've just been dreaming about. And then like 2 seconds later it's just like, oh, right in the face. Somebody's sword. He was like, no glory for you.
No glory. Yeah, I found the what was I gonna say? Gosh, I'm sorry. I was gonna ask you, what is your favorite monster fight so far? Like, you haven't seen all of them.
Yeah.
So like neither have I, and neither have you, which is crazy. Like, there's so many monsters, but
Yeah, there's so many, and there are some recycled ones from 3U, but then there are a bunch of new ones and a bunch of just returning.
all stars.
Yeah, just returning a returning cast of just like, yeah, we're back,
Right.
and we've gotten better, surprisingly.
There's a lot of really cool fights, and then there's really annoying fights like the Gypsaros.
We don't like the Gypsaros.
No one likes a gypsy.
Yeah.
See, well, like, yeah, because I've been talking to our friends. They're like, "What do you have a problem with it?" I'm like, "It stuns you with flash. It's like a little dumb chicken, so it's just running around constantly. You can't hit it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a boring fight to me." That was one of the only.
It's a really good fight for people like you because you have range.
Well, no, I can just keep shooting it.
Yeah,
like,
but when I have my
seeing
switch
people
axe,
running around to try and catch it, I'm just like
Dimothy
I guess
has
I
an
can
easier
hit it
time.
while you guys are doing that.
Dimothy
but-
has an easier time because he has dual blades, so he moves faster.
Yeah, but you get caught
But
in that
I'm-
animation, and he starts like
Yeah.
rampaging on
And
you.
then- well,
But
and
then
he'll
there's
just, like,
me
walk away, too.
who's
Yeah.
charging with my sword, like just lugging that around, and it's like, okay, I gotta get there. Now that I'm there, I have to. That's one thing. It's still not fluid for the switch axe, but I think that's a way for them to balance it.
yeah,
Yeah,
So I have to come
I
to a
don't think-
complete stop
yeah. There was,
before I
I think
can
they're doing
go
that on
straight
purpose.
into a sword attack. Otherwise, I just have to use the axe part.
I found
But
that,
that's a
like,
balance thing.
Yeah,
and I'm
a
not
lot
mad
of
about
things
that.
in the game are like from what I've learned. Everything in the game is on purpose, unless
Yes.
it's like an actual broken thing. Like unless it's a glitch, unless you think it's like an actual
Yeah,
glitch,
and the
it's there
only-
for a reason.
The only glitches that we've all seen right now is like sometimes you'll get the mount and he'll topple over like you're supposed to mount him,
And then you won't get on.
but you don't get on.
And
Right.
I'm not even sure if that's like not just like a positioning thing on your part. Like,
Yeah, I
oh,
think it's a
did-
positioning thing.
Yeah. The only gross thing I've had happen was I got like the mount animation,
Mm-hmm.
but it was on the Nursilla, and it flips over, but it flipped over onto a hole. Like, you know, like it was like a netting
no.
area up
Yeah.
top, and it was on a hole, and it like gives the animation camera, and then it just falls through. I'm like, what happened? Like, I'm
There
like,
was one time I mounted something when I was playing by myself. I don't know if this was a glitch or not, but like I mounted it and then I kept stabbing at it, but it never like started trying to knock me off or anything. I just kept stabbing
well,
at it.
when
Well,
when was it?
It was probably very
tired.
exhausted.
Yeah, like if it's
Right.
late in the fight, it does just give up.
Okay.
It's
No,
just
there-
like,
yeah.
don't just.
There are
if you
some
wanna-
times where you catch them when they're just dead tired. So when you mount them, you catch them during their little rest break.
Yeah,
Like every
monsters
monster.
have, monsters have stamina.
Yeah, when they're monsters have stamina and bow gunners get exhaust shots. Like,
I don't
do you
have
get
ex- I-
exhaust
I don't have
coatings?
exhaust.
Bows don't get exhaust coatings.
Oh no, I don't have it yet. Certain
You
bows
do get it though.
Yeah,
okay,
exhaust
I thought
coatings, I
so.
think.
You get exhaust coatings, and then there are coatings because he just dips his arrows in them as a regular bow, and then there's me where I'm actually shooting like bullets.
Yeah, that are
So I
just,
get
like,
exhaust
filled
shots.
with whatever.
Yeah, they're like train shots or whatever.
They're like filled with tranquilizer and stuff. It's no, there's ways to get it so you just tuck them out and then you're like, okay,
And
you
then
can go mount now.
you can
So
tell,
you get it.
and you can see them noticeably get. There is no health bar in the game, so you have
Oh,
to
yeah.
actually.
yeah, you do see
That's
them
actually
get
really
tired and
important. We
stuff.
probably should have mentioned
They'll
that.
start
to begin
breathing
with,
heavy.
but
yeah.
They'll start limping.
They breathe heavy. They limp. They get really clumsy with their charges, and they'll topple over. They'll
And
maybe.
they'll make the
Attacks
last
if
If you're
stand.
fighting,
fail.
if you're fighting like a dragon, and they like to do their tail swing, they'll do like 2 tail swings, and then they'll have a very long pause to just
Oh, will they?
Yeah.
get a breather. Like Rathalos and Raytheon do it a lot.
My favorite one is like I was watching our friend Hannibal play, and they were doing like a really high rank quest or something, and he was about to get shot by a fireball. Like the dude is like the dragon or whatever was like fire, like was like charging one
yeah.
out. It's like.
Yeah,
And nothing comes out, and you're like you're flinching for him. You're like, and he's like, nothing
I've
comes
definitely found myself in scenarios where I should have died, but luckily he was too tired for fire to come out.
out. Yeah, no, it's such a. I really do like. I wish more games would just get rid of the health bar. Not every game should get rid of the
Yeah,
health bar.
but
Some games
some.
need it. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm glad, like Bloodborne, for instance, still has that like Dark
Yeah.
Souls UI where it's
Yeah,
got
I
the
think
health
Dark
bar.
Souls
Needs the
I'd
health
like
bar.
to see the health bar in Dark Souls, please.
But
please.
some games, I think they could manage to do it without a health bar. Like if you're fighting like a human-sized opponent, or like a big monster, where it's like they do big noticeable animations.
Yeah.
You could do that.
Yeah. But anyway, back to favorite monsters.
Your Monstar.
yeah.
Who's your favorite monster?
Early on, I really liked the Ketchup. I was really surprised by it.
Yeah, this is
Ketchawacha.
this is when we first started playing.
Yeah.
The Ketchawacha is
Like a,
He's a
it's a
lemur.
lemur elephant.
lemur elephant. Who,
Flying squirrel.
Flying squirrel.
Yeah. And he basically just hangs off little trees or whatever, and he'll either glide into attacking you, or he'll swipe around, or
Yeah.
sometimes he'll just shoot little water balls out of his little elephant trunk.
Yeah, which I thought was really cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
he's a fun
he's a
monster.
very fast paced, and he's a good introduction to the new verticality of the fight, where you're
Yeah,
actually
I
having
thought
to
that was like a really good way to do
fight
it.
off ledges and whatnot.
Yeah.
It was a really good introduction, not too hard, but it's still like, okay, this is what they're capable of.
Yeah.
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 Why do you like him so much?
Well, he was just a fun fight, and he showed off some really cool stuff, like things that I wasn't expecting. Like he did really cool tricks where he would use the environment to his advantage and stuff, and I wasn't expecting that stuff with Monster Hunter. It was just a big surprise to me. But like later on, I found some other fights that were pretty fun. Like I just really like Zamtrios because he's really funny.
Oh yeah,
Zamtrios.
this shark like blowfish thing.
Yeah.
that,
The,
like,
the Majin Buu
inflates.
shark.
Yeah, it'll like inflate and start shooting ice balls out of
Yeah,
it. It's so
it's
gross
just a
looking.
hilarious fight.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything spectacular, but he was just
But he's
really
just a funny fight. No,
yeah.
he's got personality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's fun.
Yeah.
I do enjoy running into him when I'm doing like
Yeah.
my hunting quest, or like I have to fish or whatever, and he'll pop into the room and be like, "Hey, let's do this."
But as far as Ketchawacha goes, like a little bit later, you see the Nursilla, and he does like a lot of the stuff that the Ketcha did, but like more stuff too. So it was a little bit more fun to do.
Because she's a
like,
spider. Like,
Yeah.
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 Nursill's, I like her a lot.
Nursilla a good boss.
I like her a lot.
We'll get to Nursilla.
Yeah.
in a second. Wait, I think when we first started, this is about the Ketchawacha of it. When we first started playing, we got to like the Great Jaggy and stuff. We're like, this is cool, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
it's like a big raptor thing. Anyways, and then we got to the Ketchawacha and we're like, because we're in like the mode of like a video game boss fight. You get into a room and you guys look at each other and you fight. And that's
Yeah.
it. There's not like a lot of traversal. There's not a
Yeah.
lot of verticality, and that was like a really rude awakening. Like we're like, is that thing climbing? Wait, it's up there now. Oh wait, it's back down here. Okay, it's swinging around. We should probably stop that. Like,
Yeah.
it was very interesting to see just how. And a lot of the monsters have been doing this. Like they'll either jump up to different platforms
Yeah.
and stuff, and
and
I
move
think
to
it's
other maps and
Yeah.
everything.
and
That is
it-
actually my favorite thing about those fights with Nursilla and like Ketchawacha and stuff that usually focuses in those environments.
Mhm.
It teaches so much team play.
Oh
because
yeah,
it's
because
like,
you have to call it out, and you have
it's
to
like,
be like,
okay,
I'm gonna be down here.
we have to decide now, do we all want to fight this on the ground, or do we want to go up above? And, there are certain advantages and disadvantages to being in both areas.
Mhm.
When you're down on the ground,
They can swing around.
they can swing around. That's your disadvantage. Like, they have the height advantage. They have the higher leverage.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you do knock them down, you're still able to plant bombs, plant traps. If they're on the, hanging off the ledge, if you do enough damage,
They'll fall off.
you can, knock them off. But then, if you go up top, you lose your ability to use traps. I don't even think you can use your bombs on because it's like.
Can
you're
you use
on-
shock traps on webbing?
Nope,
Oh, I didn't know.
no traps at all.
Huh.
Yeah, but at the same time, if
you
you
have-
guys are all up top, she's not going to be underneath you trying to, just
And-
fight down there.
And
Right.
You
if
bring
they
that
do
fight to
certain
them.
attacks, they'll fall through. Or like if you do like a crit, they'll fall through, and then you just jump down. And you can do a mounting attack.
Yeah,
Right.
and you get an easier mount
Mhm.
if you knock them through the webbing.
There's a lot of stuff to the game I was really impressed with, especially for like a 3DS game. Like, I mean, we can talk about like console versus portable versus but like we do have different expectations
Yeah.
for what we are. We think we'll be in a game. It's very different depending on what system it's on.
Yeah.
Right.
I was impressed.
Yeah, the
to
thing
say
about
the
this
least.
is like it's a handheld game, but it feels like a console game when you're playing with a bunch of people and stuff.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
having a party together.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I was just playing. It's kind of weird to say I felt like I was playing online because that wouldn't even be a thing 10 years ago where we're
Yeah.
like, oh, this simulates playing online even though in person.
Yeah.
But no, like being able to play this online, being able to play this with friends,
Playing
felt
this
like-
online is fantastic.
Yeah, it still runs really smooth.
It was a
It's
perk
on
only
PC.
available to the Wii U back in 3U.
Yeah.
Like you saw when I was playing with the other guys, we could only play together locally.
Yeah,
Unless you had a Wii U and then you can transfer your data over to the Wii U version.
and that's a little bit of a hassle.
Not so much, but you'll forget and then you come back to school or whatever and now, oh, I left my data in the Wii U. It's no good to me.
Right,
I can't play today.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
where it's like the hassle is. You
But,
have to do it.
Yeah, and it also made for like, that's the one thing where I think a lot of people say it's easier. It's because you have better access to teammates now that you can actually play online.
Oh yeah.
If you see
No, I
people
totally
who
agree
played
with
it on the
that.
3U on the 3DS compared to the ones that played it on the Wii U, they progressed at a much quicker rate on the Wii U because there was actual online play.
Yeah, you could just party up. You
Right.
just get
With
people
anyone. I didn't have to like, okay, I can only play on these days because that's when I'll see you. Or I have to do it by myself with the little AI creatures.
Yeah, because this game. Okay, yeah, we need to talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
This game can be a bit of a grind if you're only playing by yourself.
Yeah.
Because the game is kind of balanced around party play. You have to play with I mean, like there's village quests which are strictly single player, which work as one for one person. But, like if you want to do the guild quests,
Yeah.
you want at least 2 people minimum.
Yeah.
They're-
to start doing them really.
The village quests are fantastic for single player because the monsters are scaled down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To
they have like
the amount of
30% less health
damage,
or something.
the amount of damage I can deal by myself. The monsters in the village are scaled down to fit that, so it's still the same time appropriate fight.
See, the problem is when you have people like me who use status effects predominantly to win a fight. I
That's when you
have a different bow. I realize that's why.
no, not even have a different boat, but that's when you have to start planning. Since you know you can't do that much damage on your own, now you have to figure out, okay,
Oh no, I've
how
done
can I
like
get
bomb
him into
tricks
traps
and-
so I can
yeah.
bomb?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's when you have to like, have you gotten the book of combos that let you
I need to start buying all those. Don't
yeah. Book of combos are basically when you combine items, it increases your success rate.
I?
So a lot of
Oh.
people who play by themselves, especially with monsters that have a lot of HP, they bring as many bombs or whatever as they can carry, and then they bring the materials to make more bombs, so that when you run out,
you just combine them all real
you can
quick.
combine them really quickly. And since you have the books, you know you're not going to fail and get junk.
Yeah, I need to start buying those.
Me too.
Just like the charms.
Oh yeah.
Wait, there's an armor charm? What is that?
The whole
do?
time I was playing
Doubles
without an
your
armor charm, and I just kept dying.
Yeah.
Now I'm dying less.
Dying
Yeah.
slightly less. You know, if we went back and played like HR2 stuff now, you'd be fine. Like we would breeze through it.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
why
yeah.
That's why it feels good to be powerful in this game actually, and you can help other people. It's like
Yeah.
we've had our friends who have like ground the crap out of this
There's
game so
nothing
far.
that makes you feel better than when you just go back and see how far you've come.
Yeah, and I'm
Where
sure
it's
you're
like,
happy
oh,
about that.
This thing gave me hell when I was low rank, but now, ha ha ha,
I got high rank armor. I
Yeah.
got all this. I don't have to worry
Like
about
when I was,
I still need your parts, so take it.
it.
like when I was still only at HR2, and then I went back and fought the Tetsu, and I soloed it. I was like,
Yeah. No, it feels good. It's
Yeah.
like a very satisfying feeling. It's kind of like that's what I got from Dark Souls a lot, in having that community aspect in both these franchises. They're different companies.
The only thing that makes me feel better about this than I felt when I was progressing in Dark Souls is that Dark Souls had leveling.
Yeah.
This game doesn't have leveling. It really is
Just
like
equipment.
it is your hard work actually showing. Like
Yeah.
I worked hard to get this armor so that I can handle you. And I've also gotten better as a fighter because I don't have stats to rely on.
And that's how you've earned that armor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you earn that armor through skill and working with other friends, and you go and then you get to go back and you get to help other people and you feel like you're contributing, and
Yeah.
it's great. It's a great feeling. It's a weird
And it's
feedback.
actually a
loop.
pretty. I like the community a lot.
Yeah.
The online community because there are a few bad apples every once in a while
They'll just
who
be
are
like,
just
hey,
like
I just need to do this quest.
they're
Can you
just
help
like
me?
haughty, yeah, you low rank scum. I'm this and I have all this. Blah blah blah.
That's a thing. Oh
There's
my
a
gosh.
few. There's a few, but then
I haven't
there's-
run into that very
But then there are
often.
the people who are like, hey, I've been there. I know what you're feeling. I can help you out. Let's get you up to speed. Let me give you some tips on how to
That's
handle
the
this
one
fight.
thing. Yeah, it's like get you up to speed. We will get you to where we are, and then you can help. Like it's not selfish
No.
in that it's like we need help, but it's like we can get you on our level. You'll know what you're doing, and then you can go help other people, and it's great.
You can either come with us, or you can go do your own thing and help other people. But it's like everyone's always paying it forward.
Exactly. Yeah, that's like a really good way to think about it, paying it forward. Yeah.
Another thing I like
We
is...
didn't even finish our monster thing. We'll get it
Yeah.
back to our monsters.
Oh, yeah.
We're just, as long as we're talking about Monster Hunter, I think we're doing
Yes.
good.
I do really like that the game gives you an incentive to keep old equipment. Like, you make a new equipment and, like, even, like, sometimes better equipment, but you'll still keep, like, the older stuff because it's useful in other fights. And I think that's really nice because, like, a game with, like, a leveling system, you have no reason to keep your old armor and stuff like that.
Right.
No, exactly.
So I think this is a really good change of pace.
Yeah, no, it really encourages the feedback loop of hunt monster, carve monster, make armor, hunt bigger monster. It knows what it is, and
Yeah.
it does it really
And
well.
it's like, oh, you've haunted this monster. Okay, now it's stronger, and we'll give you stronger armor.
You've
For
haunted
going
it.
back.
You haunted
You've
it.
haunted it. Yes.
You haunted it.
Ooh.
Yes, no, that's every time I'm talking to my friends, I always do HAUNT
Haunted.
when I say it's time to haunt. Like I want to be your nightmare monster.
Yeah, like after this, we're gonna probably end up fighting the Pink Raytheon to get your urgent done to get you to HR 5, which means nothing if you have never played Monster Hunter. But we
Yes.
promise it's important.
HR stands for Hunter Rank.
Yeah.
Hunter Rank is what allows you to fight certain monsters. You have to start low, and they see you're progressing. Now try these tougher monsters.
And those will give you better armor, and then you get the high rank, which gives you better class of armor, and then get to G rank, which is where all the cool guys hang out.
Which is the godly level.
Godly. What does G rank
Armor.
stand for? Godly? What does it actually stand for?
I do not
Good
know.
rank.
Well, that's the thing. We just go with G rank. It
Because
probably means something.
I don't know I know where it comes from, but I don't know what it stands for because there's I think it's just like a translation from the Japanese thing.
Oh, is it?
I think if it was in America, it would be U rank because we get ultimate, but they get G.
Okay, I like G rank.
Oh.
It's
They get
cool.
they get Monster Hunter 3G, Monster Hunter 4G. We get
That's what I thought.
we get 3U, 4U. So they kept the Japanese G rank.
Well,
even
like,
though-
I mean, it makes it more universal, so you can like actually talk to people about it. And be
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Like you start talking to someone from Japan, like, U rank? What's U rank?
yeah.
Like it's simple stuff like that, and it's like no, it reinforces the idea
Yeah.
of a community.
What was your favorite?
Yeah, what was your?
My
Because you've
favorite
seen more.
fights. I've seen
Yeah.
a lot of different fights.
It's we're okay being spoiled. If it's
We all know that I have an extreme obsession with Kechawacha.
Yeah, you just like.
He's great.
I love Kechawacha. He's always fun. Even if he's easier, I still enjoy the fight.
It's a fun fight.
I mean, he just does so much, and he introduces a lot of different mechanics to the fight just for being like an entry level.
Yeah.
Like he's not great jaggy as far as I'm just gonna wail on him and I don't have to worry about mechanics. But he's also not this is so hard I can't handle this. It's just like okay.
Like you were talking about like the Nursella a bit, too.
Nursella is like, she reminds me a lot of Kechawacha, but just she hits harder,
Yeah.
and she's a little more deceptive.
Yeah, she's.
Like she punishes a lot harder than Kechawacha does.
Oh yeah, like especially when you know she's gonna do like that web zip. Sorry,
Yeah.
the Spider-Man. No, like where she like sticks the web like right. It's like, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
It's like comes flying towards
Yeah.
you.
She'll do it flying towards you. If she hits you with the web ball and you're stuck,
Web
if
ball.
you don't get off in time, she'll suck you in. She'll ravel you in.
See, I've
I
had
don't
that
know.
happen like one time, and I was like, never again.
It's a disgusting combo.
Yeah.
She'll hit you, she'll ravel you in, and then she'll either decide to poison you with her stinger or put you to sleep with her stinger.
Yeah.
And you're
Either way, it's bad.
no, either way it's bad. You kind of hope for the poison. Because
Yeah,
if she puts you to
because-
sleep, she's just going to do the poison right after that.
Yeah. You're gonna get it. Or she'll do like a belly flop. Like even with my high rank, I have high rank.
Everything does
Nursella.
belly flop. That's what I like it. No matter
Yeah.
what monster you hunt, everyone except for like the dragons have like some kind of
Belly
default
flop
belly
is
flop.
awful. Why does belly
Hurts.
flop do so much damage? Dude, I was fighting high rank Nursella with my high rank Nursella armor with Justin today. And thing does belly flop and it does like still 3/4 of my health. Belly flop's stupid.
But you are a gunner in your defense.
Yeah, I know.
All your defense comes from ranged attacks. Like if like let's say we both have the same Nursella armor, but I'm melee. If I'm melee, she'll do the belly flop to me, and it won't take away as much.
Oh, I know.
The same thing for
Blade
you.
Master is significantly more armor.
But let's
it
say
should.
Yeah.
but let's say we're doing like Raytheon, who throws fireballs. If I'm in my Kechawacha armor, even with the 300 defense and blah blah blah, if I get hit by a fireball, that's like half my health gone.
Oh, really?
But if you had the same Kechawacha armor for Gunner, you may not be able to take a physical hit or a tail swipe as well. But if you get hit by that fireball, your resistance is a lot higher to negate
is that
that
how they
damage.
balance it out? Okay,
Mhm.
because I do have like really high fire.
Yeah.
No, I have
Right.
really low fire resistance.
Like-
but I don't get poisoned and stuff like that.
That's a personal trait that comes from fighting Nursilla.
Yeah, it's like I get,
You don't get poisoned.
but I get lit on fire super hard.
And with Kechawacha, I get lit on fire even harder.
Wait, what's your fire resist?
Well, it stops at -20, but mine's -25.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Christ, mine's like -7.
I still need to get my high rank Kechawacha armor. It's one of my favorite looking armors so far.
I think it looks amazing for both sexes too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the male one, you get like the Goku hair, and it just looks really.
Well, yeah, for female it's a little more skimpy, and I like my skimpy character, so.
Oh my god.
But,
No, but
then it has like the really
I
long
can't talk
things
too
on the
much.
head.
No,
'cause
it
mine's
really-
like,
it
like,
really
mine
is.
like held together by fucking string.
It really is fan servicey with Kechawacha because the little female, she gets the little
Yeah.
like the
strand
little hood.
thing.
Yeah.
No, but I like
And then
like the
sh-
gunner one's got like a little hood with
Yeah,
like a
the-
little topper on
Both
it.
of them get a hood, but the female gets a little tail. I don't have a tail on mine.
Yeah, we all know that's it's a little
Yeah.
little tail. That's why I'm actually really excited for the. I'm working. My favorite monster, besides it, I do like the Nursilla a lot. That's why I made the armor because I look like a common rider pretty much. But I really love the Gormagala, which is like the main baddie. I get that. It's kind of vanilla in that case, but like
He's the default. He's like
he's bad
he's
guy.
the trophy guy for you, at least for America. He's
But if
just
you
like-
see his gunner armor, it's got like wings and stuff on it. Like
Oh,
it just
yeah.
looks cool.
all his armor
His
looks
weapons
really
are
sick.
amazing.
His
looking.
weapons
And
are
his,
really good.
His weapons are
Yeah.
amazing.
I need to get those dual blades and that
And-
switch axe.
Yeah, where they have like little
Yeah.
like the fights. Like to me, I think the fights are really fun too. Like he's
I like
like
the fight.
super fast. Like
Yeah.
he reminds me
He
of
hits hard.
He reminds me of Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon, where he's just like this.
There probably is like some kind of
Yeah,
inspiration
like,
from Toothless.
because Toothless is black and he's just like.
It was kind of hilarious the first time we
they
fought
have the
him.
same attacks too. Like Toothless,
they do.
he did have like the
They do.
fireball that's like
Toothless
boom.
is awesome. Like Toothless is like flies super fast and just like does like air strikes. That's
Yeah,
why
he
that's
flies
why
around and
when
does his airstrikes, but then when he unleashes his fire, it's not like a beam or anything. It's like boom, hit the
shots.
ground, explosion.
Yeah.
And that's all Magala is. Like,
Yeah,
that's,
it's like shoom, shoom, shoom.
Oh,
his
God.
deadliest stuff hits one spot and then expands.
Plus, like he when he gets angry, he changes the weather. It's like all lightning
oh yeah,
and dark,
he's
and I'm like, oh
amazing.
my
He's
god,
amazing. Everything he
That's
does
cool.
is amazing.
That first time I fought him, got wrecked hard.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
only I was only rolling with the Jaggy
He was
swords.
rocking Jaggy swords and
no.
Tetsu armor.
No.
And it was,
But,
I was like, Timothy, I don't think we're
jeez,
going
it was
to do
so
this.
bad. Like I just got hit with like one fireball, and it took out like 3/4 of my health, and I was dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rough. But
he's an
I,
intimidating figure for sure.
I do.
But now
enjoy
if you
that
go back
fight.
to him, I bet you could take him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, but that's the beauty of it all. It's not even just going back. You can fight him again in the same armor, and you'll do better each time
Oh yeah,
because you just learn to adapt,
yeah.
and you see the signals. Like, okay,
Armor is not the end all be all.
yeah,
for sure.
he's
at
turning around right now. He's about to yell. Oh, that's another thing I absolutely love about this game: the iframes from evading.
all. Can you evade the yell?
Yes, if you know your iframes well enough, you can dodge roll
The yell.
through the yells and keep on
I haven't
attacking.
tried. I thought you could do that, and I just didn't know how to do it.
It's
well.
really hard. That's why they have the perks.
Like
with,
you have to be like it's essentially like are you in the air? It's like what you're aiming for.
yeah,
right?
you have to be
Like
perfect
not
on
touching
it.
the ground.
I've seen some people dodge into an attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
Too. Like I'll like dodge. Like a lot of the time I'll dodge under their legs and then
Yeah.
go behind them.
It's hard to dodge into an attack, but you can do it.
Yeah,
You can
it's
do it.
tough.
It gets easier with the game has a bunch of perks where like you can have extra sharpness. Some give you extra evade distance so that when you sidestep, you go a little further and still don't get hit by the charge. Or there's some where it's just evasion, where your invulnerability is longer through that roll.
Yeah.
So like you can go from 0.25 seconds of invincibility to like 0.5 or 0.3, and it's like just that little bit
Makes a difference.
is enough to get through that yell, so you can keep attacking. Or, my biggest bane, and even today, like my biggest issue was like fighting Rathalos. you get too into it, and now I can't dodge out of his yell. And
Oh, he's gonna yell at you,
and I'm
he's gonna run
standing.
you over.
I'm standing right in front of him, in the most vulnerable fire armor ever. And with my history of the fight, I already know that after the yell,
He's gonna shoot fire.
he's gonna jump into the air and shoot fire, and I'm right there,
Yeah, you're right there.
right there in the line of fire.
Literal line of fire.
Yeah, literal.
Anyways,
Anyway, I think we've gone for quite a while.
we have gone for quite a while.
We can go on forever.
Yeah, but they can't.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Anyways, if you guys want to check out more about Monster Hunter on our site, Dominique is actually writing a review for Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate.
Yes,
We
it should be out around the same time this episode comes out, so
Yeah, it
do
should
look forward to it.
Yeah. So if you guys want to check that out, you can go to next-gennation.com. If you want to check out more of our videos, you can go to our YouTube. You can check out our segments controllers down. You can look at our articles, like reviews and stuff,
And while you're there, just hit the little subscribe button.
because we need subscribers.
Yes.
All right.
Please don't be silent fans.
All right. We love you guys. See ya.
Bye.